everyone. I'm Marissa Sarbak. We are coming to you from Newsday's state-of-the-art news studio. Welcome to the premiere episode of The Buzz, Newsday's weekly series covering the hottest trends in music, fashion, TV, and more. Our guest tonight is a Long Island native you might recognize from his music or his popular videos on TikTok. We are joined by singer-songwriter Nick Tangorra. Hi, Nick. Thanks so much for joining us, especially virtually tonight.
I'm so happy to be here, and I have to tell you, I look so hot in that picture.
We love that picture. You can thank the control room for that one.
Thank you, guys.
So, Nick, at only 23 years old, you have really become a sensation, not only here on the island, but throughout the nation. So first off, how did you get started in music?
Yeah, I mean, music is my absolute life. I've been doing music since I was 4 years old, 5 years old. It was after my grandfather had passed away. We were living in Queens and Woodside. And my grandfather lived to entertain us, and he just would always put on a show in the living room in our small little apartment. And it was after he passed away, we were going through some of his stuff and found his old records. And me and my brother were like, what? He made music. He was in this doo-wop group called The Gems. And we were just so inspired, and we just wanted to get involved in music right then and there because being involved in music really made us feel so close to my grandfather again. Felt like he was just with us right on that stage or in those lessons. And so we started taking lessons in the back of a barbershop by a man named Pancho Castellar. It was Colombian folk music. And we learned so much at such a young age. My brother was doing timbales and I was singing in Spanish, and I'm Italian and Irish. So I still have to Google what I was even singing about. But we just absolutely fell in love with it. We learned about passion at such a young age. And you fast forward a couple of years, we moved out to the island. I got involved in musical theater. My brother was pretty much in every cover band at every bar on the island, 16 years old. And different projects took us different places. I was in LA for a few years. He was still back here. And we came together. We said, we got to do this together. We love music so much, but we love doing it together. That's why we started in the first place. And so we've been doing it ever since. And we found so much success on the road, getting to share the stage with the likes of Shawn Mendes, Miley Cyrus, Fergie, John Bellion. We've been supported and championed by so many incredible venues on the island.
Yeah, and I know, like you just said, those are some massive names that you just mentioned in the music industry, even the venues as well. Those are some big venues all across the island and off of Long Island as well. If you had to pick a favorite, do you have one?
I mean, you're really putting me on the spot here. It's tough. I got to say, the dream come true really had to have been Jones Beach, because I go there all the time. Even when we were living in Queens, we'd come out to the island to see a concert on the beach. I mean, so that to us, to get to play there twice, absolute dream come true. But I have to tell you too, one of my favorite venues that feels like home is the Paramount. And they've had us on this list of oh no, Meghan Trainor is sick, or she's not able to make the show tonight. Can you come? And we're like, oh, what? And they're like, yeah, there's no sound check. We need you now. The doors have already opened. And we're like, okay. So we really had a really great home feel residency with the Paramount, and that's been incredible.
And I'm assuming things are really different right now for you because you're not able to play these live venues that you're used to playing and go to these events. I know you go to so many of them. What would you say has been the biggest adjustment for you with that?
Well, I think the biggest adjustment has been the fact that this is the most amount of time in a year that I've been on Long Island. I'm usually in LA, I'm in Florida, we're on the road, we're doing this, we're doing that. So, I mean, it's been really nice to have my bacon, egg, and cheese daily, and I don't got to the bad tasting water, the bad tasting bagels. No, we got it right here at home. But it's been such an adjustment. I mean, we've gone really into this digital space, such a focus on Zooms, content creation, things of that nature, where, you still want to engage with your audience, but you have to figure out a new how. It's, if you're putting out a record, you normally would go to a radio station and there'd be the the shaking of the hands, the kissing of the babies. You can't do that anymore. It's this whole Zoom world, this whole Skype world we've had to get adjusted to, and it's different. That personal connection, it's hard to make that with someone over through a screen, but we've been figuring it out. And you have to remind yourself and tell yourself too, it's this isn't just a you problem, because it can feel like it's all on us all the time, where you have to stop yourself and be like, everyone is going through it right now. This is difficult on everybody. Everybody's had major setbacks, so it's not just you. And you've had to have those moments. I know I have had to, where I tell myself, I'm like, take a deep breath. It's not just you, it's the world. But it's taken some adjusting.
And I feel like the content creating, though, you're so good at that. Your TikToks have always been blowing up. You have over 1 million followers there and millions of views per video. Does that help you stay connected with your fans when you're able to do those TikToks and comment back with them and talk to them?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's definitely kept us busy and it's kept us entertained. TikTok has to be my favorite app probably ever because you can learn so much. I say all the time about TikTok, it really is a field for athletes. It's a stage for musicians. It's a canvas for artists and painters. It really can be anything you want to. And that's what I've loved about my time as a creator on TikTok and even as an ambassador is really just the time I've spent on this platform. I love it and it's changed my life. It's opened up so many doors for opportunities and getting to work with brands that I had dreamed of working with or that I've spent so much money on their product and then to get a PR package in the mail and they're like, would you create a video for us? I'm like, yeah. So it's definitely kept us busy and it's allowed us to engage with our audience in so many new ways. Now you get to see me in a different way, in a different fashion where now I'm doing this, I'm making content, I'm doing comedy skits or I'm working with this brand, I'm showing you DIY or behind the scenes or things like that, where normally you wouldn't have seen that with me, where, at the surface, you would have thought he's just a musician, he's just a singer. And it's still a little more than that, a little.
Yeah, you do a lot more than that for sure. And I know you do, speaking of your music, you have hit songs, Boo Hoo, Nothing But a Chaser. I told you we've had that on repeat in the control room all morning. Your music's available on Spotify and so many other places. So Nick, what is next for you? What can we expect this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole time has really allowed us to focus on songwriting, getting back into our own studio down here in our home, and it's really allowed us to really focus on that stuff, the important stuff, whereas you kind of get lost in the travel, you get lost in different things that are happening, you're just day to day, and this time has really allowed us to get super creative and focus on the important things with our music and our life and our careers. And so we've been really spending a lot of time writing, spending a lot of time creating videos and visuals and planning. So there's a lot of stuff to come, definitely early 2021, maybe the end of 2020, but I don't know. I want to just put the good stuff in 2021. I'm done with this year. I'm over it.
I think we are all on the same page with 2020. 2021 is going to be a better year for everybody, Nick.
Manifest it. Manifest it.
I love it. Nick Tangorra, singer-songwriter, thank you so much for joining us today. We loved having you on the show.
Oh, mwah, thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. To find out more about Nick Tangorra, including links to his music and any additional bonus content, head right on over to newsday.com/thebuzz. Thank you for joining us tonight on The Buzz. Till next time, I'm Marissa Sarbak.